guys, hope you're all doing fantastic today. Sorry about the glare. I'm currently working on my computer right now. So for Easter this Sunday, my mom put me in charge of coming up with a Disney trivia game, which I thought would be really cool. I've always wanted to do one. And this one is going to be more so based on Disney, like traditional Disney, and the parks. And if it does well, what I would like to do is have expansions and down the road that kind of expand on the whole game and make it for like other Disney properties such as Pixar or Marvel or Star Wars, stuff like that, and make it a really big, intense trivia game with like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cards and questions. I'll show you the software I'm using in a bit, but I wanted to go over some of the stuff I'm using to make the actual cards. This was a paper cutting tool. This one's a Cricut one. I think it was my mom's originally, and she got a better one. And this one is just based on how easy and cheap this one feels to use. It's for easier projects. Regular paper, it's not meant to do anything over an abundance of regular paper. At least I don't think so. So I needed to scrap this one and get a heavier duty one and upgrade myself. So I made a trip to Michael's and picked up some goodies. Let's start with these. On the back of the cards, I wanted to put like P for park, or D for like general Disney type stuff. Like Marvel would be M, Star Wars would be S, Pixar would be P, but then Pixar might have to be like PX. I'm not sure. I'll think about that one. Or if I could find maybe an icon of the lamp for Pixar, and then Marvel would be like the actual Marvel logo. Oh, that would be cool. See, I'm already coming up with ideas. This is awesome. Then I picked up a more heavy-duty cutter for the cardstock that I got. Extra cutters as well. This one didn't really come with any. There was a more expensive one that the only reason I could tell it was more expensive is because it came with an extra cutter. And it was cheaper just to get a pack of 2 and this than to get the extra one, or to get the like the one that was like $10 more that came with only one of these. So I think this was a better bet. So I'm going to work on this, and I want to show you what the software looks like. So the software I'm using is called Card Creator. I bought it off of Steam, which is where you can normally go to buy a whole bunch of games. You can also buy some software on there for editing, like digital, for video, stuff like this, making trading cards, or tabletop gaming type stuff. It's awesome. It's really fun stuff to use. This I picked up on sale. It was $39.99, but they had it on sale for, I want to say it was like over 50% off at one point. I think I got it for $15. It was on a Steam sale. So I picked up this game. What I really like about it, and I'll show you some of the pictures, is that you can actually, once you get really into it and really good, with just a little bit of practice, you can make some really cool cards for your own games. On here, they're just giving you examples of, say, like Magic cards, or Cards Against Humanity. Or you can make your own cards, like for Uno, whatever this stuff is. This is a perfect example of making your own card. But they're awesome cards, especially if you have kids and you want them to you want to give them a hobby or a craft to do. Have them make their own card game. It's fantastic. I used to do that all the time with my cousin. It was really fun. So going into some of the stuff that I've done so far, right now I'm working on the park questions of all of the cards, and I'll just give you an example. They're really basic right now, and I'm hoping to elaborate on them more so down the road when I get a better printer, and I can do like very high quality cards, like Cards Against Humanity style cards, with designs on them and stuff like that. But I'll give you an example. Let's go to I can't even read some of it. In what Magic Kingdom land can you find Space Mountain? Tomorrowland. That would be worth 2 points. Harder questions are worth 3. These are just some of the questions I'm coming up with. or the style of questions. But overall, I had a blast using this software so far, and I'm just scratching the surface on what I can do. And like I said, once I actually get like a design made, I'll put it on the back of the cards. This is something just to give us an idea of if it's going to be fun, kind of like a concept idea. So if anything changes down the road, if I want to make expansions for it, stuff like that, it'll be a work in progress, but I definitely want to keep you guys in the loop with that. There was a slight issue with my order where I think they said the label got damaged, so they had to redo it, but I never got the notification about it. So everything got held up a few days, and I got really worried when I went on to the United States Postal Service and it said the label was canceled, and that's it. Like, it just said it was picked up and canceled. So that kind of scared me, but they you can tell they made up for that because they packed it with so much bubble wrap. I got loads and loads of it now. Out of all these games, I've only played one, so these are all new to me. I have no idea what any of them are about. Well, I get a gist of them, but I don't know anything about the games themselves. I'm gonna have to do this without seeing the screen. I had to put the screen down in the back because every time I put a game up, it would just, the glare of the screen would take up the whole screen. But the first game I ended up picking up was called Tee Off. It's for the Sega Dreamcast. I don't have many Dreamcast games, so I was happy to pick up a nice golf game. It's not like, what's that? I can't remember the name. I'm having a brain freeze. But a lot of them that you would find at like arcades, bowling alleys, bars, those kind of golf games. Somewhat has that feel, but then it also, like, you're playing with like a character that looks like it's from the Wii, like the Mii's, I think are what they were called. But it looks really cool, so I'm happy to finally have another Dreamcast game. This game looked really cool from when I looked at it online. It's from Sega. It is called Renaissance of Fate. I have absolutely no idea what this game is about, but it's cool. It looks cool. According to some of the stuff on the back, it from renowned RPG developers Triace comes a danger-filled journey into Basel, a post-apocalyptic steampunk-style machine world, come with guns blasting and explosive acrobatic gun battles as you uncover dark secrets and discover your true fate. Very pumped about it. I am going to take a look at this one hopefully this weekend, and I will let you guys know. This is the only game I've actually played out of all these, and I wanted to get it on a console and not just on PC. Sonic Generations. I absolutely love this game. It's fun. It is right up there with me as far as the console games go, with Sonic Adventure or Sonic Mania as being some of the few good games that actually came out on console. And it's not bad. It's got a good mix of levels from all genres. It's like the old Sonic meeting the new Sonic, obviously, because you can see it on the front cover. But those worlds collide, and you're going to get a mix of a lot of different levels. So if you want kind of like an overall Sonic game, this is a really good one to get. I'm always into Final Fantasy games, and this one is Final Fantasy Type O HD, or Type 0 HD. I was also lucky enough to get the Day 1 edition. So this one, not gonna lie, I play them very sporadically. I played 8, 7, 10, 10-2, halfway through 12, the 7 remake, some of the older ones, but not much, like maybe an hour of the older ones, and then a little bit of 15. So I don't really have a whole lot to say on Final Fantasy. When I have some time off, I definitely want to just settle down for a long weekend and play some Final Fantasy games. This is going to be one of them. Next up on the PS4 is actually a remaster of The Last Guardian, which was originally a PS2 game, I believe. It is very, very fascinating. The visuals for it are amazing. I'll show a picture of it right now from one of the visuals. But you are a boy who teams up with, I believe they're called Guardians. They're basically big, like dog-like looking creatures, and you have some puzzles that you have to go through. And I've watched the story play through on the Super Beard Bros, and it's amazing. It's very touching. It's very cool. So I highly recommend picking up this one if you're into having a collection of classic PS2, PS3, PS4 games. This is definitely one of them. So I'm looking forward to cracking into this and finally playing it. And the last two games I picked up were both cheap Xbox games. I don't have a whole lot of Xbox games either. So what I'm trying to do with systems that I don't have a lot of, I'm trying to collect a lot of the cheaper games on the list because they're easier to pick up. And then when the older or the more expensive games tend to go on sale, or I have a coupon where I can maybe take a little bit off of it, then I'll get into those games. But I picked up this one. This one just made me crack up because of the cover. I have no idea what a whole bunch of scantily clad women have to do with pinball, but American Pinball Reborn, pure pinball for the Xbox. It looks, and I'll show a quick picture here so you guys can see what it looks like in game. It looks like a lot of the Windows pinball games that you would get for like Windows 2000, Windows XP. Those games are, I mean, very basic, and that's what this one looks like. So I'm looking forward to maybe playing through this one. It shouldn't take me too long. And this one is hailed as a really good Xbox game with really good reviews, and everyone loves it. And I have not touched it, nor have I heard of it. It's called Crimson Sky's High Road to Revenge for Xbox. And apparently it's an amazing game, and I'm going to have to look into it. I like how it says HD TV 480p. So, not a bad haul. Anytime I try to pick up games for losing weight, I try to keep the price somewhere around $50 to $80. And I try to do a few games and not just like, say, blowing $80 on one game, which isn't bad. I may end up doing that a couple times, but I want to take this time to not just lose weight, but reward myself for it and building up my gaming collection in the process. So this is an excellent way to do it and a nice way to reward myself. I hope you guys are doing fantastic today. I am doing great. It took me a lot longer to get my Pop Funko collection looking good than I wanted to. I had to rearrange it 2 or 3 times for the Disney ones at least. The reason I have to keep changing them up every like few months is because when I rearrange them to like what they are now, I leave a little bit of flexibility where if I get new ones, I can put them in. But there's some times where it's like, okay, this is clearly not going to work the way it is. I need to move these to, like, some of the ones I got were actually had ones in the far back of the wall that were in the same series. So I needed to get to those. And that made for a fun trip. As it stands right now, this is my Disney Pop Funko collection. Got the ones on the side. And you got more of the larger ones over here in the corner. This little brown box is actually all of those little Nightmare Before Christmas ones that we got in the Christmas series. What was it, 2 years ago now? And then all of these, it's kind of hard to tell from here, but see if I can get that. This is 3 walls deep. So this stack right here that goes all the way up to the ceiling, that is 2 walls deep, and this is the 3rd wall that you're looking at right now. Well, hello. And since I picked up a couple more Pokemon ones that I actually wanted, and a Star Wars one, I am going to have to go through this one, this whole section probably this week sometime, if not this weekend. We have D&D on Saturday, so it may be, I don't know, Friday night. So I just uploaded the video, was working on it and realized I'm at like the 12 to 13 minute mark, or somewhere around that. So I don't want to drag out the video any longer, but I wanted to let you guys know about how the trivia card game was going so far. This is 150 questions that I've had typed out, printed, and cut, and it's coming along really well. But my original plan was to come up with a box of like, say, 1,000 questions. This is already 150, so take this times quite a few, and that box is going to have to be pretty solid. I know games like Cards Against Humanity has more of like special edition type boxes where they're bigger and they have more cards with them, so that may be the route I want to go. But then that also, like, this game could be huge. Like, it could be really small, but if you add the additions onto it or the extensions onto it, for say like Marvel questions or Pixar related questions, this game is going to be massive, huge. So I don't know, like each one might be its own individual game, so to speak, because say like the Star Wars or the Marvel ones, those questions could be, especially if they're just based on the movies, or like Marvel movies or shows that are actually canon to the MCU, those would have a huge amount of movies to go off of and a huge amount of questions and information. So I don't know if they're actually going to be extensions or if they're just going to be separate games. This is going to be a work in progress, but we'll see how far I get with, like, say 500 questions or 750 or 1,000, and we'll go from there with each number. So I'll keep you guys up to date with how this is going as I finish it, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't, and share the video. The more the merrier, and I will see you guys next time. Take care and peace out.